Okay. Hi, Addie. Okay, you are going to be so proud of me because today I am recording this lesson ahead of time. I am not waiting till the last minute. You can tell my voice is still a little bit hoarse, but I bet that by the time you watch this, my voice is going to be all better. And so that's how you'll know that I did not put this off. I know you don't like when I do that, but that's okay. All right, let's jump in. This lesson is about more complicated evaluations. You know how last time we talked about surface area? This lesson kind of sets that surface area stuff aside. And we're going to go back to kind of what we did in lesson 14, where we plugged in a lot of negatives, had to cancel out negatives and make sure that we got the sign right when we're multiplying signed numbers and adding and subtracting signed numbers. So that's what it kind of goes back to, but it definitely takes it to the next level and makes it more complicated. So here we go. Let's just jump right in. This one's going to be short, and I started out instead of with a joke with just a cute thing because I know you love huskies. I'm not fat. I'm just a little husky. Aw, you would love that dog, huh? Oh, so cute. All right, let's jump in. We actually are going to jump in with examples, and I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do these types of problems, and then you are going to find the way that works for you. Isn't that awesome? So you have some options to choose from. This first option is not totally my favorite, but it's going to make sure that you get the right answer. So here we go. Let's jump into this example. If you have a problem that looks like this, and then they tell you that P is -2 and A is -4, then you just have to plug in a -4 everywhere there's an A, and you have to plug in a -2 everywhere there's a P. But these negative signs here might mess you up. Okay, so here we go. Let's try it. So what they want us to do, what they're going to have us do is they're going to have us use the parentheses, brackets, and braces first without plugging in any numbers, okay? So we're going to rewrite the problem, but just with a buttload of parentheses. So I'm going to start with this part, and instead of -A, I'm just going to write negative parentheses, okay? Just like that. Then I'm going to turn this bracket here into one of the big braces like that. Then I'm going to, instead of this -A, I'm going to put negative parentheses. Whoops. Well, I'll just erase the A. I did that out of habit. And then I've got this set of braces here, which I'm going to turn into these brackets. And then I'm going to do, instead of P minus A, I'm going to do parentheses minus parentheses. Then close that bracket. And then don't forget to close this bracket too. Okay. So I'm going to put another braces there. Okay, so this is, I don't know. I just did the microphone thing there, and I don't know what that actually does. Sorry. I meant to hit the highlighter, laser pointer, whatever. Okay, so it turns this problem into this problem. Make sure that you brought down all of these negative signs. They have to all be there, and they are. This makes it so that you can't make a mistake. Then all you do is you plug in a -4 everywhere there should be an A, and just ignore this negative sign right there because we already put it here. Okay, so I'm just going to put -4 everywhere there's an A. -4 there, -4 there, and -4 there. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is plug in that -2 for the P. Let me use a different color so it doesn't get too confusing. I already used that color. Let's use purple. So there's only one P, and I'm going to put a -2 there. Okay, the last thing that we do is sort of simplify. So you know that when you have two negatives like that, you can just cancel them out because it really means the opposite of -4, which is just +4. okay? And then I'm just going to simplify but still bring everything down. The opposite of negative 4 here is positive 4. Okay, take a look at this. This is something we're going to multiply. So don't forget to, but we're going to do that last after we simplify, but I just want you to realize there's no plus or negative sign there. That means we're going to multiply this by whatever happens to be left over in those brackets. All right, now let's simplify this part. And this would be negative 2 plus a positive 4. So that's going to end up being negative 2 plus a positive 4. That's just going to be a positive 2. So I'm going to put a positive 2 here. And then bring the rest of those brackets down. Now I can see what I'm doing, right? So first we're going to start with the nucleus. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. So this whole thing simplifies to 32, and that's the final answer. So that's the first way of doing these really complicated problems. You know that it's complicated if there's a lot of negatives here, and there's negatives that you have to plug in. They are trying to trick you. Don't let them trick you. So if you really, really, really don't want them to trick you, bring down all the parentheses first, leave it blank, then plug in those negative numbers. You won't make a mistake that way. Okay, another way to do it, and this is kind of my preferred way, I think, and this is the way that we get to eventually, is that you don't use parentheses. All you do is kind of do it in your head. So when you see a positive A, you plug in what the actual value is for A. You plug in a negative 2. When you see a negative A, like this one, what you're going to plug in is the opposite of negative 2, which is going to be a positive 2. So when it's an A, you plug in what it says to plug in. When it's negative A, you plug in the opposite, because negative means the opposite of that number. And you kind of do that in your head. And the same thing with X. If it's just an X, you plug in negative 6. But if it's a minus X or a negative X, you plug in the opposite of that. Okay, and that can get confusing, especially right there. So let's just try it and see how it works out. Okay, the first step is A times X. Now these are just the straightforward numbers, so there's no substituting. I'm just going to put in negative 2 for the A and negative 6 for the X, because they just want what the actual things are. Okay, now I bring down that bracket, and I'm going to put in right here, because it's negative A, what I'm actually going to do is put in the opposite of that. So I'm just going to make it a 2. Then I bring down the parentheses, and now it wants an A. An A is the actual thing. So negative 2. And then they want minus X. So remember, this is not multiplication here. It's actually subtraction. But since it's a negative number, it's the opposite of this. So this is where it gets confusing. I'm actually going to put plus 6. And the reason I do that is because I'm going to add, I'm thinking about this as algebraic addition instead of subtraction. Plus, I'm thinking about it as plus a negative X. So I'm doing plus, I bring down the plus sign, but then the negative X is going to be the opposite of that. And that's why it ends up being plus 6. Okay, that can get tricky to do in your head. So if you're confused by it, use the other method where you just bring down all the parentheses. But if you can do that in your head, then that's kind of a shorter way. And the next thing that we do is just simplify. So negative 2 times negative X is going to be positive 12. Bring down the brackets, and I'm going to do this nucleus part first. And it's basically negative 2 plus 6, which is the same as 6 minus 2, so it's 4. Now I still have to, I don't know, these are all multiplications, so it doesn't kind of matter the order, but I always start with the nucleus. 2 times 4 is 8. And then we do 8 times 12, which is 96. And that is the final answer. Sweet. All right, let's do one more. This one, we're going to try it the short and easy way. So the short and easy way means that, okay, first of all, you look at it, you decide it's something super complicated because there's a lot of minus signs. You know they're trying to trick you. And if you make one mistake, the whole thing is off. You know that, right? And then you also look at the things you have to plug in. They're both negatives. Oh, they are double trying to trick us with all these double negatives, right? So what I'm going to decide is whenever there's a B, I'm going to plug in -4. Wherever there's a negative B, I'm going to plug in 4 because it's the opposite of this. Wherever there's a C, I'm just going to plug in a -6. And wherever there's a negative C, I'm going to plug in a +6. That's the method. That's the method. So let's just do that. Let's see if I can just do it right here and just like erase. So there's a negative B. So I'm going to put the opposite of B, which is +4. So I'm going to put that there. Here's another negative B. And I'm kind of scanning and noticing that this is going to all get multiplied by that. So I can just put the number there. Negative B is just +4. Okay, 4. Now it wants B minus C. I'm going to do one thing at a time. So first I'm going to plug in B. B is -4. So I'm going to do -4. And I'm thinking about this as plus a -C. And a -C is the opposite of C, which is 6. So I'm just going to erase this, and it's going to be -4 plus 6. Okay, sweet. Now I'm going to ignore this sign right now because there's no number there to plug in. And then I just go to C. This is actually a positive C because it's inside the parentheses. Positive C is just going to be -6. I'm going to move all of this over. And I'm thinking of the next step as algebraic addition. So it's plus a -B. A -B is the opposite of this, which is +4. So just 4. All right, now the next step is going to be to simplify. And I'm going to simplify what is in the parentheses first. Okay, and everything else, I'm just going to bring it down and ignore it. Okay, so what's in this first parentheses? -4 plus 6. So if I think of my number line and I'm at -4 and then I add 6, I'm going to be at +2. Sweet. That was easy. Then I'm going to bring that next parentheses down. In here I have -6 plus 4. So if I think of that number line, if I start at -6 and add 4, I'm going to be at -2. Sweet, that was easy too. And then don't forget to bring everything else down. And then I look at the whole thing. What's the next thing that I need to do? Well, multiplication, which is here, comes before this addition. This is algebraic addition. It could be turned into plus a +2, but multiplication comes first. So let's do this next. So this is 8 plus 2, and that's still in the brackets and with the 4 on the outside. All right, parentheses comes before multiplication. So 8 plus 2 is 10, and I'm going to multiply that by 4. The answer I get is 40, and let's see if I got the same answer as a book. Hallelujah. It's so nice when I get the same answer as the book. Then I know the book is right. Okay, not that I'm right. The book is, Okay, all right, guess what? That is the end of the lesson. That's it. I might have messed up here and there. You're going to feel like this when you do these kind of problems. You're going to be like, I might have messed up here and I might have not. I don't really know. But it's okay. We'll figure it out. We all make those little mistakes with those double negatives. So just do your best, and here we go. Good luck, Addie. Love you. Bye.